All right, let's dive into one of the greatest hits in all of math. Seriously, this thing is famous for a reason. It's called the Pythagorean Theorem, and it's basically a secret code for figuring out distances. Imagine you're standing in a field. Let me just draw a little dot for you right here. That's you. Okay, now you walk 3 miles east. So I'm going to draw a line going to the right, and I'll label it 3. Then from there, you turn and walk 4 miles north. So I'll draw a line going straight up and label that one 4. Now, the big question is, how far are you from where you started? Not the 7 miles you walked, but the straight line distance as the crow flies. You've made this big L shape, and you want to know the length of the diagonal shortcut back to the beginning. This is where one of the most awesome ideas in math comes in. Let me clear this, and I'll write the name up top for you, Pythagorean Theorem. My spelling is always an adventure, but that looks about right. And the theorem itself, the secret formula, is this. I'm going to write it out nice and big. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. That's it. That little equation is pure magic. But what do A, B, and C even mean? Well, this whole thing only works for a very special kind of triangle, a right-angled triangle. Let me draw one for you. I'll draw a line down, a line across, and then the long diagonal connecting them. The most important part is this little corner here. I'm going to draw a little square in that corner. That little square is the secret symbol that means this is a perfect 90-degree angle. Okay, so the two sides that make up that 90-degree corner, the two shorter sides that form the L shape, those are A and B. Let me label them. I'll put an A here and a B here. Honestly, it doesn't matter which is which. You can swap them and it makes no difference. But C, oh, C is the special one. C is always the long one, the diagonal one, the one that's opposite the right angle. It's the star of the show. It even has a fancy name, the hypotenuse. Let me try to spell that. Hypotenuse? Yeah, that's it. So C is always the hypotenuse. All right, let's clear this and actually solve our problem. Back to you in the field. We walked 3 miles east, so I'll draw that line and write a 3. Then we walked 4 miles north. I'll draw that line going up and write a 4. And we want to find this shortcut distance, the diagonal. I'll draw that in and label it C, because hey, that's our hypotenuse. Let's grab our formula. I'll write it again down here. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Now we just plug in what we know. Our A can be 3, and our B can be 4. So instead of A squared, I'm going to write 3 squared. And instead of B squared, I'll write plus 4 squared. And all of that is going to equal our mystery number, C squared. Okay, let's do the math. What's 3 squared? That's just 3 times 3, which is 9. So I'll write 9. What's 4 squared? 4 times 4 is 16. So I'll write plus 16, and that still equals C squared. Okay, what's 9 plus 16? That's 25. So now we have 25 equals C squared. Now here's where people sometimes trip up. Are we done? Is the answer 25 miles? No way. Look at the picture. That short diagonal can't possibly be 25 miles. We have C squared. We want plain old C. So how do you undo a square? You take the square root. It's the opposite. So I'm going to draw a square root symbol over the 25 and another one over the C squared. What's the square root of 25? What number times itself gives you 25? It's 5. And the square root of c squared is just c. So we get 5 equals c. That's it. The shortcut distance is exactly 5 miles. So that's the core of it. If you have a right-angled triangle and you know the two sides that make the L shape, you can always find the long one. Just square them, add them together, and then take the square root of that final number, and that's it. That's your first huge step into the Pythagorean theorem. Pretty powerful for an idea that's been around for over 2,000 years, right?